out there.
38 to 35.
My little ball's still going around. Oh, here it is.
Probably be a little cooler because it's out in the woods.
That's what I'm showing now.
Mid-30s.
You showing a low of 38 or 48?
38. High 57, low 38.
Oh, okay.
It's about
It's
normal.
still pretty cold, but it's still not like, teens. I think
Now the cold doesn't bother me. I can.
Hmm.
I got a high altitude down jacket. That I've been out observing when there was ice on the outside of it, and I was nice and toasty inside. So I've had my mirror ice up and run me off before I had to run off. So.
I used to be that way, but that was pre-blood thinner time.
it's just one of those things. If we're going to do it, I want us to have the best effort, best chance of getting as many objects as possible. Not that it matters all that much, but just you're going to do it well.
Have more fun. The more you get, the more fun it is.
Yeah.
This is
Oh.
just purely for the marathon, not for AL purposes,
Yes.
because they don't like the
No. Yeah.
stuff like that.
I got some concessions from AL about doing Messiers as a group, but no more than 20 a night, and everybody has to do their
Like I said,
own.
yeah, if we want to log a few that night, we can, right? It's just we can't log the whole 100 or whatever.
They're just doing it on their own
Right.
anyway.
And one of you got the
Which one?
frame thing.
After you get that Messier in, all of it, it's on the Herschel,
Now,
unless you want to be a purist. That's up to you.
the one thing about it, and I probably won't care, but if we have a good turnout, I want to award the viewer, whoever.
That was just the most.
You want to pass that around, okay?
I guess everybody in this group is familiar with the fact that the irony is that Messier was saying, these are things that are not interesting.
Yeah.
Well, at least they're on comments.
Not comics, right?
Yeah.
Because he was a comic hunter.
It's a
He's a comic guy.
Well, he was saying, don't waste your time on it.
Right.
keep from getting confused list.
That's nice.
Keep from wasting your time list. Yeah, basically what it was.
But what do y'all think? Do y'all think we should do it in March, or because
My preference is when it's warm, because I get cold and I'm out there. Even when I was doing all this other stuff in my little observatory, I had the heater on, and the wall was up to here,
It is nice.
and it knocked out the wind, or if there was any air movement, it knocked it out. And I stayed pretty warm, that way. And then I could just lift up the trap door and go into the house real quick and warm up real good next to the fireplace. And you come back out and run again.
That's just that's old farts that are grabbing about the cool.
Yeah,
But I think we need to try to have a primary and then an alternate date also.
Yeah, that's what I was
Just-
saying.
Yeah.
The
So we
first-
need to try to have an early date and then a later
Yeah,
date.
that's
So-
why I was saying the 1st and 29th.
Okay, those are new moons or close to the new moon.
The first, new moon,
Yeah.
29th, it'll come up at 5 a.m.
Right.
We're done by then.
Right as the sun, right?
Yeah.
It's going to come up basically when the sun's coming up. When the sun's going to be.
Yeah. I agonized over this for a
Real
while.
quick.
Right.
I got the right calendar. I show March 27th as a Thursday.
Oh, no, that's just where I,
I think it's the day he stopped.
yeah, it's just,
So we're looking at this
Hey,
weekend
this is
and
for
the
the-
29th,
Oh,
right?
okay, for the sky, yeah.
Is that what we're?
Something else. We could actually try both days.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm never going to turn down the night to get out. So.
Yeah, we could have 2 nights.
Multiple nights.
And we have 2 nights, and the people who, if the 29th comes out and it's nice and warm and more people want to come out,
I would like that because one night I could take my daughter, then the next night I could go and actually try to get as many, because the night more than likely, whatever night if I take my daughter, the Messier is not going to be the important thing for me. I'll look at whatever she wants to look at and
well, we could do that on the 1st.
do the Messiers when she goes to sleep. So,
What kind of feedback do you get on the emails?
Very little.
Very little.
I mean,
Well, I should say, let's put it this way. The feedback you got is from those who would be participating and not just mouthing a view.
there's the ones who,
The ones who observe is the ones I would
Yeah.
consider.
JD, he wants to come out and do it, but, without having a firm date, he just doesn't know. David, he's alluded that he wants to come out, but,
I saw his email to this afternoon.
He has family he has to think about too, so that hurts him.
but, and then the rest of us in here. And there had been a whole lot of response over it. I guess because a lot of the group has seen done their messiers, that it's just not that big a deal to
Well, it's quite a challenge to do all of it.
It's a bit of a challenge doing all of them, period.
Yeah.
Mainly.
I was
It's
gonna
not the easiest thing in the world.
Anybody that hasn't got their Messier pin, I would, when you got the 70, I would go ahead and send it in and get your certificate. Your, what is it, honoraries, that's what they call it? And then you get your,
What's
and
next?
you can finish up your list. And
let's see.
that's the way I do it.
Yeah.
So right now, we thinking about the 1st to 29th? Maybe the 1st just be a dry run and see how it's gonna go.
I may be going to a funeral, but I don't know when it's gonna be, that's real screwed up.
And then,
Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
and then the flip side of that, in April, the 26th of April, maybe go to Mark's.
I'm good with that.
I know Mr. Worsham wants to go to Mark's, but he was wanting to go on the 29th, so, if it's a good night, then he can go out there with BSAS, and I guess, I'd like to have us all there together, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, because I'm used to stressing over it.
What's neat, if you start working on your Messier, do your binocular Messier with it, and get both of them at the same time. And that's fun to do
Oh, get the binoculars and
that. Yeah.
See, on the Messier, I've observed most of the Messier. I just
Didn't document it.
didn't log
Put it down.
at the time, so now I gotta go back.
I think that's true of most everybody.
Right. So now I gotta go back and log everything.
It's my second time through and I got mine, finished my list. And he's got, I can see enough of his little paperwork. That's generally the format I always use. Like
I'm going to cover some of this, and for those who want a copy of, this is my form, and you're welcome to it. There's other forms, but this is the easiest one. Not all of them you draw, you can describe.
Right.
I did bobtails to do that.
When you get to Leo and come over nieces, when you start galaxy hopping, you better draw. That's, a lot of times you'll know you've got the thing in the field, but you don't know which one to find galaxies
Right.
it is.
Yeah.
For sure, and then you can go straighten it out at home.
You want to cover this part?
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about some of the star parties we do, club parties we do for kids and stuff. I definitely wanted to keep the Boy Scouts and maybe the Girl Scouts and stuff like that, because everybody seems to like it. So January, February, March, August, September, and October is usually around those days where we go to Bledsoe Creek and the Boy Scouts and stuff.
No.
Isn't it?
No, you read it backwards.
Oh, okay. April, May, June, and July is when we do those. And then we open suggestions for different things for January, February, March, August, and September. But like November, December, it's always the holidays. It's real cold and stuff. We don't have a lot of people attending the star parties. Those we have maybe 3, 4, 5 people come in for that. So we could do like different stuff for, I don't know.
Well, I think what she's saying is maybe convert some of the public star parties during November, December to be club functions.
It's combined.
Yeah, because, we've sat out here at Ball State and froze our butts off, and
Nobody shows up.
Nobody shows
Those
up.
golden lights.
I don't blame them.
I mean, we enjoyed it being out there ourselves, but
It's disheartening.
yeah, for
Yeah,
the real cold months, and the holidays are there.
Attitude in this hobby, it's almost everything.
Yeah.
And as much work as I do to put TSSP together every year, this is the way I judge if it was a success or not. If Lloyd has a good time, it's a success, okay?
Yeah.
And if we get 10 people, we get 1,000 people. It doesn't make any difference, you know?
Well,
We never have 1,000 people, but
Yeah.
I'm not really wanting 1,000 people. But anyhow, that's just the way I look at it. So that way I'm not disappointed. And put it out there for people to come and enjoy it. And if they want to, fine. If they don't, it's all volunteer. You know?
Yeah.
Well, my thing is maybe though, or her thing too, she's the one that brought this up. Maybe we could turn some of these into club functions.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, open to the public, but we
Sure.
all gather and just do what we want to do.
Absolutely.
Instead of the goal being, by the public, we might go to the fort and just have a dark party out there for us
Right.
with signs up saying, if you want to come view with us, that's fine. But you're not under stress to, the public's going to have to be there.
Or we could decide that we want to set up somewhere, like a library or something, one of those
Something
nights.
different.
Something different.
Yeah.
That where we can draw more people in, or do something we want to do, just those 2 months, like November, December, when we're not doing nothing. And we're definitely going to have the Christmas party, like we
Yeah.
always do.
Well, that video on Dobson should have taught us a little bit. We have a quarter moon or something. We could go set up in a shopping center and set up a telescope there and look at the moon.
Yeah.
And then set up a poster and show them the different features there that they're looking at. Give them a little bit of history,
You can get that camera and come out,
Yeah,
and we can use the camera.
yeah.
Which one,
Right.
which video did you show at Dobson, where he's grinding the mirrors, or the ones where he was, the astronomers, is that the one that?
Yeah, astronomers, yeah.
They did a little telescope doing mirror grinding, but then they just had everybody out going to different.
Different star parties with him, and it showed quite a bit. It was on him,
So just,
and it
He's a-
really was good.
He was a strange old coot. I
He
met
was.
him twice.
I met him. Did you meet him?
I've sat down and talked to him for over an hour. one
Oh,
time.
did you? I didn't talk to him that long.
He is a strange old coot.
Yeah, he is.
so just keep that in mind. If you come up with some suggestions, I'd like, let's just do what we want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, if we decide to stick with public star party, that's okay too. And just,
And Blood Layer?
yeah.
You know what though, something like that can be the strangest thing. I can remember, we had astronomy day planned, and a former member had a aneurysm, and a bunch of people had to take off. And astronomy day said, well, we'll have it, we'll have 10 or 15 people show up. Had over 1,000 show up one night. So you never know where you're getting there.
Part of the new business is,
I have a question.
okay.
This is the second time I've seen this phrase, and I think I was not present when it was discussed. Videos are okay for viewing if they're on things that members have done. Is this implying that the videos from
That I've been bringing.
Educational?
education are not okay anymore?
Well, you don't, see, like a lot of them I brought were already on shows I knew, but I just brought them, and we didn't have anything for,
Yeah.
so I mean, that's
Yeah, I
what
brought
we used.
some, too.
It's better than
Well,
nothing.
it's not, that's poor wording on my part. It's, like he's trying to say, it's not videos that, we're looking for new content. Something that, that
You
had been on
the one
TV awful
Had
lot.
the one on Dobson.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
was,
It hadn't been on TV for years. I'd never seen it. It was new to me. And I've got the Universe series. I wore it out.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. But it doesn't mean I don't like seeing it. It's just, we want to try to cover.
Well, what
That's
that,
all you got for a program.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
use it, but.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
that- what it was referring to, this right here, we was watching video after video after video. We was wanting to do like, if you do something and you want to display it, you want to show it, like Ben did what he did for the year. That's what he's
What you
referring
did.
to.
Yeah.
Or if you have your stuff to bring in and you want to do, like you're going to do the chart things.
Yeah.
That's what we're referring to. And we would like to see more video, if you want to bring a video in, of what you've done for the year.
Or
And-
something you catch
Yeah.
that either hadn't been on TV in a long time, or you've seen a little news clip and say, I want to show this to everybody. That's okay.
if it's part of another presentation that you're making, and you can go right to it and just show that part of
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, so like he's got the,
Well, I
Uncle
presume
Rod?
that the commercial videos will not all end as of 2 or 3 years ago. There'll be new ones,
yeah,
which I would personally like to see.
okay,
Speaking of new ones, Cosmos is gonna
The
start.
reason I
Yeah.
asked about it,
yeah. We just didn't want it
We- we-
time after time after time, just keep seeing just videos like we were.
Well-
Something that's close to,
Nobody can pronounce it.
I was reading about. I-
Yeah,
I
we're
could
not
read
banishing
the
those
media in the
videos.
crowd.
It's just,
We want to add to it.
Trust me, I got a stack of them like that. I love it.
yeah.
So
It's just-
educational,
It's just trying to
and especially.
get people involved with different stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like this stuff.
Yeah, and like, yeah, and
I'm
what,
trying to visualize what a video would be of something that somebody's done. We're gonna watch him set up his telescope, what are we talking about?
Ben brought one in, was it last time?
I wasn't here, so
Yeah.
You
I
were,
didn't see it.
but it was really good. It showed what he had done the whole year. It's
I
been
see.
on video.
Yeah.
Yeah, some star
Well,
parties. and-
Ben
and
is-
it's in the- he's
Ben
good.
is quite unusual.
Oh, he is.
If this program can't grow, it certainly won't be because Ben didn't try.
Well, yeah, I'll second that. too.
Yeah, He's
I'll
already
second
got us
that.
talking about starting us to do stuff that we haven't done, at least in a long, long time.
Yeah.
And that's good.
oh yeah, they go on to videos are okay. Yeah, see, it's poorly worded. Let's go on to the next thing.
That's a- we know
Videos
what you
aren't
mean.
out, it's just, let's try to get new content,
Hey, Ben.
and don't rely on the universe and all that stuff as much as we have been.
Be more creative.
Yeah, let's,
We know what you mean.
yeah, like,
We know what you mean.
you know, Nova might show a video, and they might show it only once, because they're bad about that. Maybe you'll go back and find some old videos, stuff, that's fine too, just stuff that's not on all the time.
Try to get more
Yeah,
member generated
yeah,
content.
I mean, that too, yeah.
So,
Even if you come in here with poster board that you're drawing on, just something, class participation, that's what they call it.
yeah.
I don't do it as much as I used to, but I used to bring a lot of this stuff, especially when I was in Knoxville. But you know, I would build a lot of things. Club members have built things and brought them in,
Yeah,
and even bought some interesting things and brought them in.
Yeah,
'Cause
show
we
and
don't-
tell.
a lot of us don't see this stuff, actually. And
and that's what we want more
show
of.
and tell is always a nice thing, even
Yeah.
if it's just for a few minutes. It's something that triggers a lot of interest most of the time.
Let me ask a
Let
question.
your focus on
Let
it.
me ask a question to this group. How many of you have a laser pointer that you can mount on your telescope? Like in the Orion catalog? How many of you have one of those? That will just about take the place of a finder scope. It is amazing what you can do with that.
I've used that before.
And it just so neat. Because you lay out your star chart, and you can look up there and see about where it is. You don't have to strain your neck. You can just take that telescope, put it right on there. And if you got a wide field eyepiece, it's going to be in there. Yeah.
Now, me and Ben, when we were reviewing, I don't like finder scopes. I like a tail wrap better than a finder scope. Much better than,
Yeah.
much better
This
than
is a
finder.
tail right in
Right.
the sky.
Right.
It is. It's a tail right in the sky.
We had some, I've had some ideas for astronomy days, because, and we've talked about it and thought about it, and I wanted to propose maybe, of course, maybe this club pitched it in, and for the fall astronomy day, like, we start advertising at the club parties, and maybe have Allstate offer high school and younger the chance to write a essay on something astronomy related, and then at the fall star party, fall astronomy day, we'll have scraped up enough and bought one inexpensive telescope that's usable and good, like maybe a Dob or something for that we can scrape enough money together for, and we review the essays, and whoever shows up, they show up and they get one of those certificates. The runner-up gets a certificate, the winner gets the scope.
Okay.
It's just a thought, that I thought about the other day, driving home, like, we hadn't discussed what we're gonna do for the astronomy day. I feel that that'd be a good thing, if y'all feel like doing it.
Yeah. We need to do something. We've got a severe problem, the whole hobby does, is that, like, I turned 61 last week, but I've always been the average age of the astronomer since I was a little kid. And it's just, I'm 61 now, I've had heart surgery and everything, and I said, well, who are we gonna get in, how are we gonna get in younger people? And it's just.
Now, don't anyone get offended, but my wife made that same observation when we went to the dinner that night. When we went home, she said, "So you go out with all those old people all the time?" She likes you guys.
I was
It's just,
sitting right across from
but he is right. I mean, when you go to something with astronomy, it's generally.
Well, the AL's concerned about that too. They really are.
I mean, I'm not young, but I still tend to be one of the younger ones there.
You are,
And
yeah.
I'm 40 already, so.
Good gracious.
He's 40.
Hey, I'm saying I'm not that young. I'm not a teenager anymore, but I'm still one of the youngest people there usually.
Fill up, have forms with them. fill
Yeah,
out.
that's, she just had an idea. Like if the Boy Scouts invite us back this year, because they hadn't contacted me, I contacted them and hadn't heard
You
anything
mean
back.
for Boxwell?
Yeah, Boxwell.
Oh, they will.
But when they do that, we could hand out flyers there saying, astronomy day is gonna be this day. Write an essay, the winning essay, send it in before such a day. That's what you were getting at, right?
You better get your telescope first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been looking, because I was just
We found you.
gonna buy one and say, we're gonna give this away as the club.
I like this
I
idea,
every
it's a
time I
great
see
idea,
one,
but I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. What if we get a huge response and we end up with like 5,000 essays?
Oh,
Who's gonna read all of
oh,
them?
wait a minute.
I mean, I wish we would get that.
All of us will during the meeting. All of us will during the meeting.
How are we
We'll
gonna
hand out-
read all of these and make sure they get reviewed?
Yeah,
You
astronomy
don't
instructor.
have a realistic,
Yeah.
you don't have a realistic view of what it takes to get high school students to write essays.
They have to really be,
Absolutely.
You might get 5,000 from
astronomy.
the entire United States.
Absolutely.
That'd be nice.
I think you'd be lucky to get five.
I think you'd be lucky if you got it from the world.
yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's something, that way it weeds out the people who really aren't interested, because if a kid's interested
He's gonna write
and he
that
doesn't have
essay.
a scope, by George, he's gonna write some words on paper, if he's really interested.
Now we're gonna put an age limit on this. Obviously, you got to be able to write. So,
Yeah.
but
That'll probably get you in the range right there. I mean, 3-year-olds can ride.
but they are starting to write in kindergarten already.
Well, we had to think, we'll have to think about that. The key thing is, though, I don't want to give a telescope, a
Real
nice
small.
telescope to somebody who's too young to understand it. So, we can discuss that and flush it out.
Well,
We've got a
most-
little ways.
Right.
Most of the Boy Scouts are a certain age. We could go in that age range.
And
Boy Scouts are going to be
11, 12.
11. Yeah, I think they're starting what, 4th grade, 5th grade.
Cub Scouts, what age is that now?
'Cause
Cub Scouts start
they're
in 1st
pretty much
grade.
up there.
So
And then-
I used to
6-year-old.
be in the Cub Scouts, but I couldn't remember.
Used to be eager.
They got
The Cub Scouts start in 1st
Tigers,
grade now.
I
Yeah.
think,
Well,
and
the
then-
Weebelows start in 1st grade now, which is 6-year-olds.
of course,
What's the age range that we go to?
Right.
Between Cubs and Boys.
He's-
Scouts.
Oh, is that okay? So
Yeah.
Cub Scout first,
What
okay.
said?
Yeah.
When the Cub Scouts
Between
first.
12 and 11,
Scouts is what,
13,
2 years?
is what you said, Boy Scouts were?
probably,
Well, one thing bad about that age group, that's when boys start noticing girls.
Yeah. So we won't get
And
as many
girls start
essays.
noticing boys.
And they'll,
That kind of puts things on the back burner for a few years.
I've been through every bit of that, so.
Well, I know we all have, but
I think we already get
sometimes
this-
we forget.
get the scope first and then set up the
Yeah,
contest.
yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, oh yeah.
Right.
And one last thing of business. I mean, we kind of drug the business out a little longer than I wanted, but that's okay. We had a good discussion. I'd like to get a vote to move the, if anybody's saying to move the April 12th Star Party to Boy Scouts, to Bledsoe, because there's a Boy Scout troop going to be having a camp out there, and they've asked us to.
Is this the Troop 412 from Hendersonville, or have you ever heard back from them?
I ain't never heard about it. This is another Boy Scout troop. You know the fellow who parents bought him the white telescope?
Up in Lafayette?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Okay, that's
They-
my hometown.
Yeah. Foreman. I mean, we were scheduled to be here, we put up forms saying we were gonna be here, but I can make an announcement on the website, and the form says check the website for more details. I mean, I would hate to miss an opportunity, because they're gonna be at Bledsoe Creek. They wanted us to be, they were hoping we'd be at the fort, because they thought it was gonna be a club star party, but it's not.
It's a 12-day old moon.
Yeah, that's the public star party, unfortunately.
So you're saying April 12th, move it from Ball State to
Bledsoe
Bledsoe?
Forgot one.
Because scouts are going to be there.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe check
I'll
with
second that.
the Rangers,
Saturday
make
night,
sure
yeah.
that they would know that we'd be coming,
I was gonna,
provided we
yeah,
voted for it.
yeah, because there's no use telling them we're coming
Sure.
if we said no. Does anybody say
I'll
that?
second it.
Okay.
I haven't made it a full motion. I'm sure. I move that we move the public star party from Ball State to Bledsoe Creek, April 12th.
All in favor?
That's been a second. Anybody
Oh, well.
second?
Anybody second it?
I'll second it, third it,
All in favor?
and vote for it.
And anybody against? Okay, well, we'll tentatively, we will move the April 12th star party to Bledsoe Creek State Park, unless the Rangers tell us otherwise, and then I'll explain to the Boy Scout that they'll either have to meet us here, or maybe we can move to the fort or something. I'd like to move somewhere, because they're gonna be camping in the park, I wanna move somewhere that's convenient to them. I mean, yes, I know it's kind of putting us out a little bit, but it's a scout group that can't afford to go to,
Yeah.
it's nice to go get these things from Boxwell, but there's other scout groups that just can't afford to have, can't afford to go there, and they're getting left out. All right, let's see what time it is.
8:30.
8:30. We're gonna skip the ride video, because it's about 45 minutes. We'll do that another day. Let's see. He did get his possum. I don't know if y'all seen that.
I saw the email.
Yeah, I sent him a, observing a possum swamp, so I sent him a possum.
So
And a club cat.
So the Mezze Marathon, we are going to try this weekend and the 29th as an alternate, or do both?
Do both, probably.
Both.
That way whoever shows,
29th may
shows.
be warmer. So I mean, we can do, for me and you can go out first and fourth.
And if anybody else
David
shows
up, then we can do a marathon if he wants to, or we can run a practice marathon. Then 29th would be, if it's warmer.
Should be warmer, hopefully.
Yeah, but it could be colder in March, you don't know.
Remember 18
It
inches of
is.
snow.
Well,
Third
What do
Friday.
It snowed in,
Except we don't
on
have
my
to-
birthday's in May 1st once.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. All right, Lloyd, you wanna,
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, what I'm going to do, we've had a few folks interested in the AL observing clubs. And we're talking about doing the Mezze Marathon, and then some folks may be interested in doing their Mezze. And so what I've got is a way to get you organized and get you started out. First thing I've got here is a form that I've made up, and I think most of you have seen this. I'll pass it around. And it's got all the criteria on it that you need. Object, you just put your Mezze number there, date you're observing, the time of evening that you actually see the object, the seeing, and I just made that a ratio. I just combined seeing and transparency and put it in a ratio. If it was combined, it was 7 out of 10. That's what I put on mine, on this one. Now, they'll ask you to get more technical, a lot more technical, when you start your Herschel 2. It'll have to be broken down. It will be a lot different, but it's pretty simple for this one. Telescope you're using, the power, and location, okay? You can put your city down, you can put your address down, or you can put your latitude and longitude if you want to. You can put it, and place for notes here. I did notes, and I also drew everything, okay? Now, if you're going to draw, you'll need to orient the, your drawing. Yeah, around that. And I've got, let me just pass this out. This is just some tips, and all of you probably do this anyhow. I'm not giving you one, you already know this stuff. But it's